Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're good. I'm also fine. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And also thank you so much for the comments on my previous videos. I have been seeing every comment. I really appreciate the love. Please do continue sharing the channel. Please help us grow. I would highly appreciate that. Okay. So on today's video, I wanted to come on here and talk about this whole Chris Brown concert conversation that has been going on Twitter or X. But by the way, I'll never call it X. I'll always call it Twitter. It will always be Twitter to me. Okay. So on the Chris Brown conversation, the only thing I have to say really is that the feminists and this organization, the Women for Change organization, they are fighting a losing battle. In my opinion, they're fighting a losing battle, and that is just my stance on the matter. Criminal cases are tried in a court of law, not on social media. And when it comes to their faves, South Africans don't care what offenses are committed. They are going to support their favorites. Full stop. Okay, so most people argue that Chris Brown's GBV against Rihanna was back in 2009. He was a child. He got punished for it. Because he served his sentence, the world must forgive and forget. And that's fair. I also believe in people redeeming themselves and getting rehabilitated. I believe in second chances, right? But what a lot of people will not tell you is that Chris Brown has had multiple assault charges over the years. It wasn't only the Rihanna situation. There have been multiple assault charges against women and against men, right? To this day, one of his exes still has a restraining order against him. So this is not a rehabilitated man. This is a man who has a violent past and, from what we see, is still violent currently, right? But just because somebody is violent doesn't mean he cannot tour the world. If that's what he wants to do, he's not in prison, he's not in jail, he's out. People have a right to go and support who they want to support. People have a right to be entertained by him. If Chris has a criminal case against him, guys, Twitter is not the place for that case to be tried. A petition is not a court of law. If this man has some outstanding cases against him, he should be tried by the American courts. But we can't prevent him from coming into the country. He's got fans here, and they have a right to spend their money where they want to spend their money, right? I personally would never spend my money on anything supporting Chris Brown. Not only do I believe that the man is still violent, but he has proven himself time and time again to be a colorist. I don't support colorists. I will never support a known colorist. That's just me personally. Other people can do whatever they want to do with their money. Me, absolutely not. And the funny thing is, I actually would pass one of Chris Brown's brown paper bag tests, right? If you don't know what a brown paper bag test is, it's one of those that they used back in the day when they are still, I don't want to say when there was still racism, because there is still that, but when they wanted to, find out if somebody was light-skinned, it's not even funny, but this is what people used to do. When they wanted to find out to test if someone was light-skinned enough, they'd put a brown paper bag against their face, and if you were lighter than the bag, then you were good enough, apparently, and if you were darker, you were not. So I personally would pass the test because I'm what black people would call a yellow bone, right? But I still absolutely hate colorism with everything in me, because growing up, I had this dark-skinned cousin that I was really close to. She was my best friend. And she just happened to be dark-skinned. When I tell you I spent so much time defending that girl from people who called her ugly just because of her dark skin. And all of those people are black people. Most of them are black boys. Of course, my cousin was never ugly. She's still not ugly to this day. But those experiences showed me the embarrassment and the pain that dark-skinned women go through sometimes at the hands of colorists because of colorism. So I personally would never support a known colorist. Absolutely not. Not with my money. But just because I wouldn't support a Chris Brown doesn't mean other people should not support him. If he's committed a crime, get him arrested, take him to court, right? But the mental, all the gymnastics that we're playing on social media, they're not going to get us anywhere. The man has a right to travel. He's not banned. South Africa hasn't banned him from anything. He hasn't committed any crime. If he had, he would be in jail. And by the way, I actually foresee something happening on the 14th. So I think his concert is on the 14th or the 15th of December, right, at FNB Stadium. I am telling you, please write this down somewhere. I'm not even joking. I foresee something happening at that concert on the 14th or 15th of December. Either at the concert itself at the stadium or at one of the after parties that they're going to be attending, him and his entourage of people, right? I foresee Chris Brown being his usual colorist self and not wanting any dark-skinned women at his VIP sections. That's what I foresee happening. I foresee a lot of hearts being broken, and I foresee a lot of people running to the tabloids to complain about how badly they were treated by Chris and his people. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait until the 14th and the 15th. On the 16th of December, I will be here. We are going to hear things. I'm telling you, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I just have a feeling that people's feelings are going to get hurt over there. And we're going to hear about it. But I hope everyone who's going will have a great time. You have not committed any crime. You've not done anything wrong by going to enjoy yourself at a concert. It's allowed.
We're talking about something that happened 10, 12 years ago. And yes, the other things that happened after Rihanna were probably 8 or 5 years ago. I understand that. However, rehabilitation takes course over a period of time. And unfortunately, the stigma of abuse will stay with him. That's just a fact. It's like if you were doing drugs or if you're an alcoholic.
Like you'll always be a drug.
Your family will always refer you as a druggie.
Yes, however, if you're a person who steals anything that gets lost in the house,
people will always think that you're a kleptomaniac, like you're stealing. But I don't like it when people say people can't be given second chances. When you look at correctional services rules and regulations, even the acts, they're like, rehabilitation has to be done in society once the prisoner is out of correctional services, you know. Society has to help in rehabilitation. That's why there's NGOs. That's why there's counselors. There's social workers. There are therapists to help you or to aid that person to get to a better place. So if we all sit here on our high horses and say, Chris Brown can't come to South Africa because he's got a history of abuse. Yes, it is true. He did not deny it. However, he's not a risk in terms of abusing women. Like, he's not going to do that here in South Africa. He was given to come to South Africa. So the government themselves, they approved him to come here. And then also, then they must increase security if they feel like there's a danger. But now my biggest problem is how society fails to understand that rehabilitation happens outside. So meaning in the community, it happens outside of prison.